Evaluate the indefinite integral of 7 sine x plus 1 over x squared dx. So in order to solve this question, I will write a rule, which is the definite integral of sine x dx equals to negative cosine x plus c. So here, as you can see, in our question we have a fraction. So we will rewrite the integral. So we'll write it as the indefinite integral of 7 sine x. We will swap the x to the top, but we need to change the sign of the power. So we get it as plus x to the power of negative 2 dx. Now we can start solving. So we will apply for the first variable the rule, and for the second variable we will use the power rule of integration. So we'll get it as negative 7 cosine x plus x to the power of negative 1 divided by negative 1 plus c, because it's an indefinite integral. We can simplify that as negative 7 cosine x minus x to the power of negative 1 plus c. Here is our answer, but as we can see, the question was as a fraction, so we need to get it as a fraction. So we will do that by writing it as negative 7 cosine x minus 1 over x plus c. Why? Because as we can see, if we swap the x to the top, we will get it as x to the power of negative 1, the same as the answer before. So that will be our final answer, the same as option E. Evaluate the indefinite integral of sine x minus square root of x dx. So in order to solve this question, I will write a rule, which is the indefinite integral of sine x dx equals to negative cosine x plus c. So as you can see in this question, we have a square root, and we can't solve an integral with square root. So we'll rewrite the integral. So we'll have it as the indefinite integral of sine x minus x to the power of 1 over 2 dx. How to do that? If we have a square root, we need to write it as x to the power, and we need to put the power in what's inside the square root in the numerator, and what's outside the square root in the denominator. So as we can see, we have it as a power of 1 over 2. Now we'll start solving it. For the first variable, we will apply the rule given, which is negative cosine x, and for the second variable we will use the power rule of integration. So we get as minus x to the power 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2 plus c. This is our answer, but as you can see in the options below, we can't find any answer that matches our answer. So in order to change the denominator to the top, we will swap the numbers. So we'll get it as negative cosine x minus 2 over 3 x square root of x plus c. So that will be our answer, which matches option B. Evaluate the indefinite integral of x squared plus 5 cosine x dx. So in order to solve this question, we need to use this rule, which is the indefinite integral of cosine x dx equals to sine x plus c. So now let's start solving. For the first variable, we will use the power rule of integration, which is x to the power of 3 divided by 3 plus 5 sine x plus c. This is our answer, which is 1 over 3. Then we write x to the power of 3 plus 5 sine x plus c. And that will be our final answer, which matches option A.
and definite integral of 16x to the power of 3 plus 5 minus 6x to the power of negative 3 dx. 3 plus 1 which equals to 4. So we're going to write down 16 over 4x to the power of 4. And since 5 is constant, we're going to be writing down 5x. Negative 3 plus 1 which equals to negative 2. So we're going to write down negative 6 over negative 2. X to the power of negative 2 plus c. 4x to the power of 4. And bring down 5x. Then we will put negative 6 over negative 2 in the calculator, which will give us 3x to the power of negative 2 plus c. And that's our final answer. The indefinite integral of 8x to the power of 3 minus 6x to the power of 2 plus 4x minus 2 dx. 3 plus 1, which will give us 4. And we're going to write down 8 over 4x to the power of 4. 2 plus 1, which will give us 3. And we're going to write down negative 6 over 3x to the power of 3. 1, and we're going to add it by 1, which will give us 2. So it's going to be 4 over 2x to the power of 2. And here negative 2 is constant, so it's going to be negative 2x plus c. 2x to the power of 4. Negative 2x to the power of 3. 2x to the power of 2. And then we're going to put down the negative 2x plus c. And that's our final answer. We will solve the indefinite integral of negative 24x to the power of 5 minus 10x dx. 5 plus 1 which equals to 6. So we're going to write down negative 24 over 6x to the power of 6. Be 1 and we're going to add it by 1. And it's going to be 2. So we're going to write down negative 10 over 2x to the power of 2 plus c. Negative 4x to the power of 6. Negative 5x to the power of 2 plus c. And that's our final answer. We will solve the indefinite integral of 6x to the power of 2 plus 2x plus 3 dx. 2 plus 1 which equals to 3. So we're going to write down 6 over 3x to the power of 3. Here 2x doesn't have a 1 and we're going to add it by 1 which equals to 2. So we're going to write down 2 over 2x to the power of 2. 3 is constant, so it's going to be 3x plus c. 2x to the power of 3. X to the power of 2. And then we're going to bring down 3x plus c. And that's our final answer.
Negative power. The indefinite integral of x to the power of negative 3 dx. If you have a negative power, you can still use the power rule as long as your power is not negative 1. Here plus 1. So it will be x to the power of negative 2 and over negative 2 plus c equal negative 1 2x squared plus c. The definite integral of 1 over x squared dx. We write it as a negative power, so it will be definite integral x negative 2 dx equals x to the power of negative 1 plus c equals negative 1 over x plus c.